Well, today's video is going to be showing you how to put header gaskets on your small box Chevy. Now this is a C1500, but the header gaskets is going to go on pretty much the same, but they might be designed a little different, the shape of the tubes and so on, but it's pretty universal of how they go on. So hopefully you find this video helpful. Matt's over there putting a head gasket on a Dodge Avenger. Say hi, Matt. You see him wave? Quality content right here. Inside, we got some good header gaskets, because you want to buy a header gasket that's going to last. Because if you're watching this video, you probably got some cheap headers off eBay, and the gaskets are junk. Well, these is Mr. Gasket, and they reusable. They actually last, you know, a pretty good while. We got two kits here, and each kit works on, you know, one engine. You could double stack these. I don't think I would recommend it because they are pretty thick, so you just need one. I don't know why we got two, but
it didn't know which one it took.
It didn't know which one it took. Is that why we got two?
Got one round, one square.
Well, that's a good point. That makes sense. Quality content. You got square port and round port. Well, it looks to me that's a round port, Matt.
Well, I didn't buy it.
I'm just saying. The tube's round, that would be a round port. The other one's for stock manifolds. Got more of that square port. We'll figure out when we get into it. So, you want the engine cool to the touch. This one is. And you want to undo your header bolts here, and you want to undo them carefully. Take your time, spray some penetrating oil on them if you're going to let your engine cool off. Heat it up. Use some penetrating oil on the header bolts while it's shut off and it's warmed up. And that will let the header bolts get shocked by the penetrating oil because of the heat from the engine, and they cooling off from the penetrating oil. It'll soak in and just shock the bolt. Sometimes it makes it easier. Why am I rambling on? It's 2 minutes. We need tools. The size of bolts might be different from the ones you have, but these are 7/16. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Well, can't get this on here. Looks like that's going to take a wrench. But can we here? Okay, I can get one. How tight are we? Oop, not tight at all. Gonna be a simple one so far. Can I get on this one? Okay. That's a no. So, how about the back? Can we get on the back? Not even tight. So I'm going to switch over to a 7/16 wrench and go ahead and remove these. Another way you can tell what size gasket you need is your heads. Now, I don't know if you've seen the old gasket yet. Here's one of them. This is a square port, and you can see the mating surface of this. Move this light. Let's take you over here. Here we go. You can see it's mating stuff. Well, that's non-existent, but it's just not making good contact. See? It's another way you can tell which size gasket you need. Not size. What type of gasket. Square hole, round hole. Most of the time, you know, by looking at the ports of your head and your header. I wish I could show you a little bit better. Let's see. You see down in that port is round. So we need these. And how do they go? Just in case you need instructions on how to install them, you can pause this. There you go. But for the ones that don't want to pause the video, you got this side of the gasket kind of rough, and you got a smooth side. The rough side goes towards the block, You want to leave 2 bolts in each corner right here, so you can just slide them in. So it makes install a lot more simple. And I gotta fight through all these wires. Ease this down in there. And I might have to tap it just a tad to help it get past these valve covers. Use this end. There we go. Get this in. And once it gets past it, it'll go. Sometimes you gotta wiggle the pipe a little as you do it. We're getting there. There we go. And we want to make sure it's seated in place where it need to be. Looks like it's good. Now we tighten the header bolts up. Same way they, came out. I don't do a torque spec on my header bolts. I just snug them. And then I let the engine heat up. And then cool back off. Then I recheck and re-snug my bolts. And usually they're good from there. They do make different header bolts. And if you do get some nice header bolts, I recommend the Allen head ones. Just because you got more clearance to get into them with a straight socket. But you can't get a socket on this type. You just have to use a little wrench. It's a pain. The Torx head ones and Allen head ones is just simpler, easier. And the quality ones got like a teeth on the back side of the bolt. As this and smooth. But it has little locking grooves. Keeps them from backing out. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this back together. And we start it and give it a listen. So don't forget, before you even attempt this, to disconnect your battery. You don't want to drop a wrench or something or it's to crank over while you're working on it. Safety's first. You only got one life. You kind of want to try to hold on to it as long as you can. Or at least keep all your fingers. So we need the key. As soon as I find one. That's not yet. Oh, here's the key. It's in it already. Blend door motor. Better put it out of gear. Pretty good. And these is made by Mr. Gasket. We had to make a thumbnail. So let me know in the comment section if this video was helpful. What do you think about the truck? You got one? I don't know. Check the eBay store out for more items. I list all kinds of new parts for these cars and stuff. Well, pre-used parts, and other stuff. Check the eBay store out in the description. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.